You can expend it for anything between March 27th and December 30th of 2020 that was not previously budgeted in an adopted budget on or before March 27th.
So, and again, maybe just ignorant perspective, so I'm open to discussion about this and just thinking out loud here. If I had to pick right away, I would rather see all of this money go to helping our businesses in our community and not support our government agencies, unless it really came down to it. If it was a priority, I think it's kind of disgusting for the government to take all of the help and leave everybody else out to dry out, and I don't think that's acceptable. So I would rather see us give the community a chance to make some requests and maybe have some kind of deadline. This is a really good list of potential stuff that I would be fine with using if we get close to the we need to spend it all deadline, and nobody has really had an acceptable need that's been presented, just like grant requests that we get at Touring Rec, that people are, whatever it is, whatever business has been impacted negatively by this garbage. So that would be my priority. I'd rather open it up to the business community to make requests first, and what we have left, then we can prioritize with this if we absolutely need to spend it now. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Anyone?
I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, you see my agenda item.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, not to be ignorant, but I'm kind of disappointed with our city of Ely. Here we are wanting to improve our main street, now we're busting out businesses, whatever.
I think there's some costs that we are gonna have to take out of this for running the county. But I would like to see a substantial portion be made available to the public, to the businesses. I was in contact with our Boys and Girls Club, and the one request that they made to me was with the school schedule being so up in the air, and they're looking at the possibility is going to be that the kids only go to school 2 days a week, and the rest of it's going to be done at home, and that's going to put a lot of strain on the community for these parents of what they're going to do with these kids the other days. The Boys and Girls Club has stated that they are going to be open to all comers, whether they're able to pay or not, and they are willing during this time to even acquire additional space, whether it's rent a downtown building or do something to create additional space to kind of take that load off those parents. But they would like to be considered for somewhere in the neighborhood of $50,000 to help with acquiring the space and additional staffing. But I think that would be a huge benefit to the people of the community that have children that just are not, I mean, daycare is so limited in this community, it might really take a load off of them to have that available to them. So I would like to see us consider that.
Or you have anything to add?
Yeah, I appreciate what the other commissioners are saying, and to a certain extent I agree with that, but at the same time, I think that we need to take care of our people, our public in regards to our jury trials. I think that we need to look at that at being done. Our senior center needs to be taken care of. We've been working on this, the shower McGill for quite a while. I think it's important that our public health office gets what it needs. I think that Touring Rec ought to have the sanitation fogger, the UV sanitizer, and any PPE that is required to also do to keep our public safe. And I think moving forward with what we talked about, so far as any kind of structures and needs in regards to our fairgrounds, so far as the horse races and our county fair, I think that that's important because we deal with the public. We want to also protect the public, and I want to help the businesses, so I think that we ought to prioritize the county doing business and so far as the health of our community, And then also, at the same time, if we could do something parallel, rather than just giving it up totally, I think there's certain needs that, and obligations and responsibilities that we have to keep the county employees also safe as they deal with the public. So far as the hand sanitizers and stuff like that. And contrary to what others might think, I am a proponent of wearing a mask.
Okay, my opinion on it is the list is good. That we, because there's gonna be funding through the federal government, through businesses and other stuff like that, that if we, and I agree with the businesses to a point, but I think we should put a cap on what we can give to the businesses, because we have all these other open items, such as your jury trials. I am in favor of, helping the county, like the McGill showers, the ambulance, the duck water, these are things that we had in our budget. But along the lines with what Lori has to say, I think as we move forward, everybody's in agreement that we need to try to help the businesses as much as we can. But there's gonna be federal funding on the side for some of those, and there already is. So if we do this, we put a cap on it, because we have $1,020,000. That's what we have for the year to spend. We could spend all that money in one lump sum if we did just the businesses. You follow what I'm saying? So if we said, okay, let's not to exceed X amount of dollars for the business portion that we may need or may not need, and go back to this list and take a priority like you asked, and fund the things. I think the court system that we're gonna need to use down there at the convention center is very important. Making sure we have that set up for sanitation, but the businesses are gonna be part of it too. So remember, there's $1,020,000. That's a lot of money in one degree, but it's not a lot of money. So when you start to take all the businesses, just come in and say, we need 10, everybody needs 10, you're done with your $1 million, you have nothing left. We have to go on, we don't know how far this is going to extend into the year. So that's my opinion. I think if we go the business route, we put a cap on it of X amount of dollars, and then proceed with the rest of it.
I think there needs to be a portion there, but if we don't do this and we don't support our business community, then what do we have left? If we don't have tax-paying businesses out there,
We have no county.
we're sunk. And so I think that's a real high priority. And I look at the first two items we got on the list, the ambulance and the showers in McGill. We had already budgeted those.
Yeah.
We have the funds to take care of those. This is a convenient place, but do we, and I think we can use some of the funds, but do we need to use all of the funds from here? If we tear into those showers and we were 283,000, can we do 183 and keep 100 back to use for other things? And the same with the ambulance. Use a portion of the budgeted funds we already had and to do that, and that frees up some money to use for other very important things on this list.
And I think that's kind of the same concept I just talked about, by having X amount of dollars and not to exceed for the businesses, and then to go down and maybe you don't need, you can do half or whatever.
And
But I
do
think
portions of these things and prioritize.
Because it's the $1,020,000, we need to have a certain amount of money left in
The
there.
city has.
The city's got 740,000,
Yeah,
Right.
almost $750,000.
Yeah.
so.
Elizabeth, I have a question quickly. Can you describe to me or explain to me what contact tracers involve?
Contract tracers is you have people who, and the idea is that we would have independent contractors that would be issued a laptop and a cell phone, and when we have someone identified in the community who is COVID-19 positive, they provide a list of all those people they've been in contact with. The contract tracers go out and they make calls to these people to identify what that exposure may have been and try to get them in for testing and to follow that tree so that we can contain it very quickly.
Oh, I say absolutely not.
Oh, but that's,
Absolutely not. That is extreme and disgusting government overreach. We don't want these people involved. No. Hell no.
That is medically, a scientifically based thing in order to prevent spread. And it's not, and that's why you have independent contractors, it's not so that we have that
That's
information.
even more scary than
And
the
it's
contract.
more of a HIPAA-related item that, I don't know who they're contracting or what those lists look like. but it is scientifically proved how,
I think we ought to come
Limit
back
the
to,
threat
I think we
within the
need, this is gonna require more discussion.
Yeah.
So I think that,
That's,
we're almost,
Mr. Chairman, may I just ask a question of
Sure.
Dagny, if she's still in line? Dagny, are you still there?
Sure.
Okay, so one of my questions is because my concern is that we do have small businesses in our county, but we have limited, the majority of the businesses are within the incorporated city of Ely. Can we use our CARES Act funding directly to provide that support to those businesses within the incorporated area of the city, or do we have to transfer those funds over to the city for that use?
No, absolutely, and I apologize if I wasn't clear on that earlier. You could share dollars with businesses, with any business in,
lost her.
Are you still there, Dagny?
uh-oh.
Darn, she got to the critical part there.
I think she mentioned before that you can use them as long as they're within the county, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what.
As a whole.
Any business in White Pine County,
Okay.
any incorporated or outside, I believe is acceptable.
Because she did send me a breakdown, but the breakdown that I saw did not tell me what was in the city and what was in the county. And I believe we have limited businesses in the county, and I am all for supporting them, I think that's very important. But I think we need to see, and I wasn't clear on whether or not I have to transfer money to the city of Ely, and they have to set up a program, or if we can just do that. And so,
So could we just, just as a point of direction, can we just advertise to the public that, we're seeking requests? And just like we would do with, any other grant thing, we can have them come in, and I agree with Richard, we don't need to completely deplete the fund on just that sector, because we do have needs. So I think if we just give them an option to at least make the request, and maybe some of it will be bogus, and we can sort through that, but some of it will be legitimate, and just say that we, I agree that, helping with the courts and the senior center, those kind of things are not terribly expensive and can easily can be handled. So, I'd like to see just do both, just let's advertise and let people know this is available, and send us your request with justification like we would with any other request like that, and we can look at it. And what are you thinking, Richard? Like maybe just 50% of the fund, up to 50% of the fund
I was saying,
available to business, and that doesn't mean we have to spend all 50%, but that would, where we'd cap it.
the number I had in my mind was 500,000, because it's $1.2 million. So my number in my mind was not to exceed 500,000, and go through and prioritize, like you said, advertise, but try to go that way. The city itself has which most of the businesses are in, they have $740,000 that they can contribute. But ours I'm dealing with the county. If, in my own mind, and you guys can agree or disagree, I would have it not to exceed 500,000, and if we get there, we do, if we don't, we don't, but let's do that, offer that, and then work with the city with their funds and see if we can't help everybody. But like Elizabeth said, we have some outlying businesses in the county, not many, but we do have some and we also have the majority in the city, so we have to try to use a balance so that we're fair to everybody, and we need to take care of our unincorporated areas, because that's where,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I was just saying, in that advertisement, we could just say, the city also has funds available, for within city limits businesses. So before you apply for something from us, please show that you've applied there and, received some kind of denial, or, you know what I mean? Like, that they've tried that first, been denied, and, if they wanna come to us with I don't wanna get too
Wouldn't it
complicated.
be
So
easier?
this is the direction item, so I just wanna know, I wanna be clear what the direction is. So is she to be pursuing a relationship with NACO in their conglomerate and having a separate grant process that we apparently would be running? Or is it just, going with the NACO if it's viable?
The NACO basically is just connecting us to the contractor that would process, correct?
Right.
So, but wouldn't it be easier if we formed a coalition with the city, get them to earmark X amount of dollars with a cap, we earmark X amount of dollars, we throw it into one pot, and everybody applies to that contractor, and they come to one committee that does the approval process, and that those funds are just one bucket. Because let's face it, whether you're in the city or out of the city or White Pine County business, let's put them all in one bucket and just let everybody apply for them on equal merit.
Yeah, I like that.
And set it up by a priority of critical need first.
I like that.
So I'm still not clear, are you telling me then to reach out to the contractor directly and bypass NACO? I like the
No.
idea of a third-party contractor because it takes us out of that seat of
Yeah.
evaluation.
I think we need to go
Go
through
through
NACO,
NACO.
because,
Okay.
because that puts us into that pot, and what he's hoping for is getting a bulk discount because of how many people are involved. So I think we definitely wanna keep our tie with NACO, that's,
Okay.
that's,
So,
very
because
important.
we don't, if there's enough interest in this, we don't know 100% yet if NACO is moving totally. That next phone call is also, isn't, at least that's my understanding, could be wrong. Those entities, how many people, or how many counties are interested in the program?
Do you have something, Trent?
So we don't even know that it's 100% yet.
Right.
Yeah, I was just gonna make a motion so we can move on. I motion, we give Elizabeth the directive to earmark 500,000 for small business, funds, and however NACO works out, we'll go on with that. Put 100,000 towards the fire protection district, and then take care of the senior center and the convention center for the courts. And then, I don't know, that leaves us with roughly 400,000. We can revisit that in another meeting, but that's my motion.
Travis, I would ask that we include the funds for the Boys and Girls Club. I think that's gonna be a really critical thing.
Sounds good to me. Motion amended.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a motion by Travis, do I have a second?
So this, just to be clear, this is a direction item, right? So it's gonna come back for actual authorization of that
Yes.
spending.
Yes.
So,
Second.
Okay, so that's, so giving direction is different from making it regular.
it is, yeah, because what you're doing really is saying, like, I'm the county commission, I have the authority to spend these funds. But what I'm doing is I'm
I
making
know,
Elizabeth
so-
my agent to be able to go out and negotiate, talk to NACO and say, hey, I think we can get $500,000 to participate in this program. Or Judge Zabreska, I think we might be able to earmark this based on the direction
Rather
I've been
than
given.
make it this, rather than
It's
make it
not, yeah.
actual.
We're not writing a check today,
Just
we're
getting
saying, we're just giving her direction,
Right.
narrowing it down
And
as to
moving
who
on.
she should be dealing
And
with.
did you wanna vote on that? Or
I
is
do
it
wanna
just
vote on that,
understood?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and that gives us the opportunity to come up with actual figures, you know. We've got a lot of estimated figures for sanitation, foggers and sanitizers and different recording devices and whatnot for the convention center. This gives, so you can go out and get the actual, instead of these,
Okay,
it helps her
You
know
get
where
actual
not to
cost.
go.
okay,
and then we can come back and approve
This is a
actual
lot.
costs.
okay.
And then we can see what we've got left remaining and we can go to work from there.
And I guess I'd like to add one more thing. If the horse races do happen, there's a fair in general, to have some set aside for that.
And I did not put that on this list, I did not hear from Marietta. I have no idea where they're at or what their needs, so I
They
will,
can apply too.
Yes.
When we get NACO involved and get that thing going, so.
so can I just read back that list to me, or can you read it one more time to make sure I've got everything written down?
So 500,000 for small business, 100,000 for the fire district. And then Shane's was, he said 50,000 for the school program. And then we have the convention center rental at 12.5. And then, our senior center one, whatever that was. The,
Yeah, there were multiple items, I think
Yeah,
that was, yeah,
between that
the
and
meal
the
packaging, the
jury.
facility rent, and the portable sink.
yeah, so,
So I've got those, okay, all right.
Did we wanna include the sanitation devices for the convention center in there for handling the boards? The
We're
fogger?
gonna have.
And I was talking with Kyle, and the fogger, he didn't mention UV, he just was talking to the fogger, and what he looked into was in the like $5,000 to $7,000 range, from what I understand.
Okay, so just fogger?
Yeah, and so I'm not sure about the UV, he was just that was mentioned to me, just the fogger.
Okay, so 5,000 to 7,000 on just the fogger, okay.
And I think it would be good to look at maybe one that can be moved around, or that maybe, you know, if there was a bigger unit that we could take and hit all the buildings with or something. I don't know how these work or anything about this, but
The sanitation fogger is a portable device, and Turn-Rec is asking that we buy one for the convention center. We could look at getting one additional that maintenance could take throughout. the
And it's,
town.
again, just direction, right? So
Yeah.
she knows what you guys are interested in, and if it's $40,000, all of a sudden, you may not be interested in it anymore, right? When you go to sign the check.
Yeah, once we come down to what our
Yeah,
actual
exactly.
costs are gonna be, then
Yeah.
we can tailor this list accordingly.
and then just put something down for the forward faces, I don't know, 10,000,
10,000, okay, and I'll talk to Marietta and I'll get some
get a, but,
better numbers.
yeah.
But this will give me direction on order to really nail down those numbers, you know, what is the cost of an actual fogger, what is, you know, what do we need to get done, and talk to the city as well on the
I'd
small
like to be
business.
open-minded on the horse races too, that it may exceed 10,000, depending on what it takes to put on.
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
That we would be willing to visit a higher number for that.
Sure.
Okay,
Sounds
It
I think it's
looks like
important that
Dagny's
for
back
that.
on there.
okay,
I didn't know
So
if you wanted
to move this on, I think we've identified.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Is everybody okay with, oh, yeah, again, excuse me, Susan.
To read that motion I'm going to be typing. It says, Travis made a motion to give Elizabeth the authority to earmark 500,000 for small businesses funds, 100,000 for fire protection district, and then the senior center, and the convention center for the courts, leaving 400,000 that we can revisit uses for that. And then you amended the motion to include $50,000 for the Boys and Girls Club. And I sort of lost a little bit after that. I do have some amounts, $50,000 for the children, $12,500 for the convention center rental and the senior center as well. And $5,000 to $7,000 on the sanitation fogger, and $10,000 for the horse races. And so I put all that together in one motion.
Yeah, for now, that sounds fine.
Okay.
It's just
And
Correct.
so I just put in there somewhere that it was amended to include these other
Yeah.
things.
And I'll amend my second.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion by Travis and a second by Ian on what Travis presented, giving Elizabeth direction. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Any other debate on it? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Pass unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay,
thank you.
thank you. I don't know if you're still on there, Dagny, but thank you if you are. Okay, let's move. Go ahead. Are you there?
She just said thank you.
Okay, I didn't know if you're still on. All right, let's move on with the meeting here. We got a 10 o'clock timed item. It's on page 2. Item B is Nevada Rural Housing Authority. Item 1 is discussion for possible action or approval, resolution number 2020-46, a request to transfer the county's 2020 private activity bond cap to Nevada Rural Housing Authority, NRHA, Diane Arvizo, NRHA Director of Homeownership Programs. Diane, are you on the phone?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. I am here with you.
Okay,
Nice to be here virtually.
thank you.
Hello.
Proceed.
Thank you very much. I wish I could be there in person with you, as I always love to come to Ely, but virtually will be next best today. So thank you again for the opportunity to come before you today. It's always a pleasure to visit White Pine County and give you an update on what Nevada Rural Housing is doing. Specifically, as you mentioned, I work with the homeownership program. Nevada Rural Housing Authority back in 2006 launched the Home at Last Down Payment Assistance Program. You guys were right there with us from the very beginning. White Pine County in 2006 transferred their unused private activity bond cap to us in the amount of $250,123 back in 2006. That helped us when we pulled the private activity bond from across Nevada. That helped us with provide down payment assistance to 51 families. Here we are 14 years later, we've just helped our 9,000th family. And so I just want to thank you for being partners all these many years. As you know, that private activity bond cap, when it is not being used in your county, that does revert back to the state if it's not being used or allocated to a project by the end of August. Nevada Rural Housing Authority has since 2006 collected the unused cap from the rural counties and cities that we serve, and we put the pooled funds together into single-family programs. One of the programs that we offer is the mortgage credit certificate. The other is the down payment assistance program. Of the 9,000 families that we've served, we have provided $1.8 billion in affordable mortgages. We've provided $52.1 million in down payment assistance, and that has produced over $27 million in federal tax savings through the mortgage credit certificate program. That's an annual tax credit that goes back to the home buyers of approximately 20% of the mortgage interest they pay on their home loan. That is money that gets spent right back into your community, so we love that program. 93 home buyers have been helped in White Pine County. We're very pleased with that, although we'd love to see more. We don't have any current local lenders participating there, but we have Prime Lending and Evergreen, Field Mortgage, and a few others that are actively providing home at last loans in your community. Today we are requesting, again, your support of transferring the unused private activity bond cap to us so we can continue to fund our single-family programs, like the mortgage credit certificate program. And if you continue to do that, we'll be able to keep these programs going. You have transferred over the years $2.6 million in total unused allocation to us since 2006. And every year that we put in a request, you have granted that, and I just want to thank you again for that partnership. Your return on the investment has produced $12.6 million back to affordable mortgages to your residents in the county. So I want to thank you for, again, the opportunity to present to you today, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have for me.
Does anyone have a question for Diane? Anybody? Elizabeth, we're good with this the way we've always done?
Yes, this will not impact your bonding on the Justice Center or your debt service on the Justice Center in any way, and that's the only thing you have to look at. This is strictly private activity.
Okay, and that being said, and hearing nothing, I'd look for a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Motion by Shane,
Second?
second by Lori. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none. There you go, Diane.
Well, I thank you all very much. Please stay well and healthy, and hopefully next year I'll be able to say hi to y'all in person.
We have one more commissioner who wants to make a comment.
Is there something we could do periodically to help educate people on the availability of this program and what the requirements are? Something a little more.
Yes, actually, yes, I'm glad you asked that. So we have a home at last, homebuyer education is a requirement for our program. It is available online. We are promoting that and going to be running some paid advertising through the local Ely radio station. That is something that we just put into our budget. And so you'll be hearing that on the local station here probably within the next 45 to 60 days. That's one thing that we can do. I would also ask your support when you go around to your local social service offices and clubs and organizations that you also share about the program. Most of the home buyers find the program through word of mouth, either through those who've used the program or those who are often asked about, do you know a program that can help me? And often that is you that gets that question. If you have some ideas on how you think I can help get that word out on the street, I would love to hear about it.
Okay, I'll go to work on that and I will be in touch.
I have a question.
Awesome, thank you. And of course, we do a lot of social media as well, so that's where we get a lot of presence. So.
Hold on, Diane, our DA has a question.
Just a quick question about whether or not, does NRHA own the Bristlecone apartments in town? That's my understanding.
Yes, and we just completed a project on that. Yes, sir.
Is it possible to get, would you guys be willing to do an agenda, like discussion item for us via Zoom or the phone, just kind of giving us an update about what was done over there and sort of that housing unit in general?
Oh, I would be happy to. I will be meeting with our executive director, Mr. Bill Brewer, this afternoon. I will let him know that you're requesting an update on the extent of the work that was done, and we'll put in an update for you for your next meeting. How about that?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You betcha.
Does anyone else have something for Diane before we